Hey guys, it's Cody. Today we're going to review RSI setup for BLS providers. This is really important that the EMTs know how to do this. There's not a lot of paramedics, a lot more EMTs. So it's pretty basic. We're just going to walk through the ambulance. We're going to work around the ambulance from one side all the way around to the other, trying to keep all of our equipment to one side so that way it leaves the rest of the side open for the patient. Normally the stretcher is not going to be in here, so we took it out. We'll be out getting the patient, and they're going to send you back to set up for this. So we're going to start with the monitor. You're going to need to open the monitor, get out your pulse ox, get out your 4-lead, connect your electrodes to there so it's ready to go when the patient comes in. If you want to have a razor out available, if you need to do shaving, and then have your blood pressure cuff with a backup bigger size or smaller size, whatever you think you're going to need based off of the patient. Make sure the monitor's on and that it's functioning correctly and it's ready to go. After the monitor, we're going to come up here to the airway section. We're going to pull out our trash can, and then we're going to check our suction while we're down here. So we're just going to check our suction, make sure we have suction, make sure you have a Decantu catheter still in the package there, connected, ready to go, and you'll learn about that in another video. Once we get the suction out, we know that it's working, we can push it back inside until we need it. We're going to go up here, we're going to get out a nasal cannula. We're going to get out a non-rebreather. And these two we're going to open up. We're going to connect these to the sealing ports. Same thing with the nasal cannula. So this is how we're going to do our passive oxygenation. This is when the patient first comes in. These are going to be the first two things we put on them. We want to flow the nasal cannula at 6 liters initially, and the non-rebreather as high as it'll go. Our regulator goes to 25 liters a minute. Once the patient's been paralyzed and the paramedic's getting ready to intubate the patient, don't be afraid to turn up the nasal cannula as high as it'll go, and that nasal cannula is going to stay on the patient until the airway's secured, the tube is secured, and everything has been checked for placement. It's really important to clean up as you go, keeping everything clean. The next thing you're going to get out is your BVM. So our BVMs, we open them before we put them in the truck, and we attach our PEEP valve. So our PEEP valve's already ready to go. So we're going to get that out. We have our mask here. And we're going to hook this up to the side. And this one you don't have to turn on yet. You can if you would like, but you're not going to need that till later. So you don't have to turn that on right away. Once you have the BVM out, we're going to open up our airway bag. You need two things out of the airway bag. You're going to get your video laryngoscope and your intubation roll. And then this can get tucked back down underneath, again keeping the area clear for people to walk in and out. So we're going to open this up. We're going to turn on the McGrath by pressing the button here on the top corner. Just making sure that the screen comes on and that you have footage there that you can actually see what's in front of you. You can leave that on until everything's ready to go and they're back here, unless it's going to be an extended extrication. You're going to open up your intubation roll, and then this is all just going to lay here just like this. So now I have my BVM, my McGrath, my intubation roll, and I have my passive oxygenation above me. In this drawer here I have my bailout devices, so I have my eye gels. If it's an adult and you have an approximate size, you can pull out a couple sized eye gels and have those handy as well. That way you have those. And then we also have our OPAs in here as well, if you would need an OPA. Behind all of that on the wall, we have our bougies. You can leave them up there. If you want to take them out and open them, feel free. But the bougies are already out on the wall, so you don't need to get those out of anywhere extra. And for reference, we also have our eye gel chart up here. If you're not sure what size eye gel to pick, reference the eye gel chart, and that will assist you with that. Once we have all of our airway stuff set up and we're sure that's ready to go, we're going to come over here. we're going to stuff out to start an IV or an IO. So I have a flush, an extension set, and an IV start kit. And I'm just going to set these things right here on the bench seat. That way when the medic climbs in the back, they have everything they're ready to go. All they have to do is select what size needle they would like. While I'm in here, I'm also going to get out my IV tubing because I'm going to spike a bag here in a minute. Out of the medic drug box, in 1010, it's on this side, and 1011, it's on the front wall. You're going to open it up, and you're just going to take out this green pouch that's in the front of the drug box. You can't miss it. Zipper's on the side, and it's going to roll out. And there's a smaller pocket on the inside. We're going to open that up and leave it set out, and that has everything they need in it. It has all of our RSI drugs are right here. Our narcotics are in this pouch, and then we have our TXA in here as well with additional IV supplies to help push those drugs. I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to preferably get a warm bag of IV fluids out of the warmer. I'm going to open this up. Tubing. Now you can leave this white piece on here until it's ready to go. It's going to help save space and keep things clean. Take off your two caps. Now the trick to keeping the air out of this line is closing this roller clamp before you flip the bag up. So I'm going to close this clamp down. And then I can flip the bag up and squeeze and put about half fluid in this bag, in this chamber right here. And then I'm going to hang it on this side of the ambulance. The reason I hang it on this side versus the other side is that way it keeps all of my stuff that's running from the wall to the patient in one spot. If it's over here, we're going to have to climb around it and move around it. We're just going to keep it right here, and you can leave it hang just like that. And then to prime the rest of the line, you just open this up until this stops dripping or you have fluid coming out of the end. It takes a couple seconds. So it's primed. I'm going to close this back down, and I can just leave that hang right there now just like that. If you want to, you can strap it in, but that way it's up out of the way so when they load the patient, it's ready to go. It's really important that you are confident in setting all of this up. It's going to save a lot of time. If you're a BLS crew and you've called for a helicopter or med flight and you think that's the direction the patient's going to go, set all of this up for the exception of your drugs, because they're going to use their own drugs. They won't use anything from ours, drug box wise, but they can use the rest of our equipment. That's it. It's pretty simple. If you guys have any questions, let us know and we'll help you out the best we can.